Flor Frances, short for Florencia Franceschetti, but who can pronounce that? So I'm Flor Frances. I'm a journalist. I've been writing and documenting Miami's arts and culture scene for 15 years, maybe 17, I don't remember. The first part was blurry because I was very young. But I'm the founder of Too Much Love magazine, and we also have a podcast and a radio show. And we decided to bring the podcast, instead of just staying in the studio, to start taking it to different spaces where the art actually happens. Instead of bringing the artists and the galleries to the studio, and our listeners, instead of only having them listening on the radio or in Spotify, to invite a few people to come to the gallery and see the things with their own eyes. So we're here with Billy from Opa Projects, and we're very excited that you invited us today.
Thank you.
And we're going to talk today about a very special show that recently opened. It's the one that it's now on view in the gallery, that is called Echoes of the Unseen.
Correct.
Before we start getting into the details of the actual show, Billy, tell me and share with everybody the story of Opa Projects. You're obviously French, so we want to know how you got here.
Exactly. So welcome everyone. Thank you for being there tonight. I moved to Miami like 2 years ago. I used to be a collector advisor. I worked in auction house, and so I'm in the middle of the art market for many years. And I have my first experience as a gallerist with Opa Projects, and we opened the doors already 3 months ago. So it's still fresh, but we did already one show, and this is the second one.
That's awesome. And so, for how long have you been working in art and as a dealer?
So I started in art with my diploma in art history at La Sorbonne in Paris.
Nice.
I had such a great time. And then I worked in auction house in Paris. The name is Drouot. It's a very institutional house, like maybe for 1 century or more. And little by little, I come in the contemporary art market, because in this auction house, it was more about modern art. So it was a fantastic school for me. And with the art fairs, the art galleries we have in Paris, it was easy for me to come in the contemporary art market.
And how did you end up in Miami from Paris? Why did you choose Miami?
Yes, I come every year in Miami for many years for Art Basel, obviously. And I see the evolution of Miami. Miami, in my point of view, is not the same in a good way, with many opportunities, a great potential. And I started to have important clients here in Miami. So I wanted to come here to see how is everything. And it was great. So we had opportunities to make this project happen. And so that's the story how we start Opa Projects.
Awesome. And you mostly represent mid-career and also some up-and-coming artists, and kind of mixing their work in the exhibits. How, when you decided to start Opa, how what's your vision, like your curatorial vision for Opa Projects?
As an art advisor, I love mixing generations. I really love it. So with my private clients, I started to put in their walls like really emergent artists in discussion with masters, and it's like a jazz composition, when you have like a young voice like Jessica next to a legend like David Salle, it's like you hear something new, you know, and that's what I really like in this project.
Yeah, that's a way to do it because maybe some people might come to see the shows or some collectors might get interested on coming to see the shows because of the artists that are a little bit that are more well known,
Yeah,
and then that way you give the opportunity to artists that are younger in their careers to get their work in front of their eyes, right?
yeah.
And so let's talk about this particular exhibition, Echoes of the Unseen. What was your curatorial vision for it, and how did it start the process?
Echoes of the unseen, it's to me, it's all the things that shape us, but are not always visible, like emotions, like heritage, you know. And that's what I wanted with this show. I wanted artists that they have a very different production, but they all talk about the same world. And I love also that this artist can produce something that we feel something, but we don't understand yet or immediately, I mean the sense. For example, with Tyrrell Winston, we have here, it starts with something really simple. I mean, it founds basketballs. Okay, but he put them in a way that make us think differently because the basketballs they tell a story about the city, about the popular culture, and then you can understand that it's not only aesthetics, cool and sculptural, but there is also a meaning. And it's not so often that you can find an artist who put the urban culture in a museum and in an art gallery. And that's what I really like with this artist here.
Yeah, and talking about that piece in particular, right? You also have the painting for context next to it.
Absolutely. So this is a nice dialogue between these two artists. Obviously, they are related with the basketball universe. And so, for those who can see what we're talking about, there is the Found Basketballs by Tyrrell Winston and a very large work by Noel W. Anderson.
And so it creates a dialogue between them. And then it also takes you, when I see the basketballs, and it also how the shape is altered. So it's not only that they're being used, it's like they're being shaped to the purpose.
Yeah.
And that also brings maybe a third meaning,
Absolutely.
right?
Yeah.
And how was the process of selecting the artists that they're all so different for this particular exhibition?
Yes. I mean, you know, I don't start with a concept, to be honest with you. I start with feeling. And I select artists, as I said, they are really, really different. Um, even in the even in the result, I mean, like Jessica, it's very poetic. Uh, David Salle, it's very playful. Tyrrell Winston, it's very cool, like Ben Arpéa upstairs, you know. Sofia Nifora, it's a lot of emotions. But all of them, they want to show us something hidden. And that's the way I put them all together. It's like uh, it's like they play a solo, you know. Sorry, I have to give you like image of music because I'm a big fan of music, but it's really like they play solo, and they are echo to each other, and that's why the title of this show.
And how was it? You know, in Paris, the galleries are very different to here, to Miami.
Yeah.
And I mean, you have a few galleries that look more like this space, but not that many, right? And how does the space of Opa Project kind of interacts with your curatorial project?
So we are here in the neighborhood of Little River, and I really wanted to be here in this neighborhood because he has a strong personality. And when I found this place, you know what? I said, look, we have this floor, we have the high ceiling, the natural light. Let's keep it like this. Don't do like renovation, big construction or anything. I want it like authentic because I think that we need as a curator to play with the space. We don't go like against it, but the wall could be part of the show. And in my point of view, it's really important to keep it authentic because then the art become real.
Yeah, that's a great point because I know other galleries, you know, that they don't like when there is so much light or so many windows because then it kind of can create weird reflections in the art or in the piece. So I was curious.
That's a big challenge, to be honest. It's but it's the way we decided to keep. I mean, even the floor, you know, it's very brutalism, but then we have to adapt the art, even the furnitures, you know, everything's then it's a whole piece of art.
And so let's going back to the actual exhibit. Can you walk us around the exhibit? We already talked about this section, but if you can speak to why you chose each artist to be part of Echoes of the Unseen.
So we have 8 artists in this show. Here we have the master is David Salle. You might like, he's at the MoMA and other big institutions in US. Next to him we have Jessica Taylor Bellamy. Jessica, she's an artist from Los Angeles, and she has last year a residency at Fountainhead.
Yeah, we were talking with some people here.
So yeah, she's absolutely fantastic. In the other room, we have 3 artists. The first one is O.J. Kim. He's from South Korea, but he lives now in Brooklyn for many years. And his work, it's about purgatory. He does something really strong. And in the big painting you can see on the left, it's a work about Icarus in the Greek mythology. But he wanted to show something really different in this painting because usually with Icarus, when you see like the painters and the artists used to represent Icarus like for 2,000 years. And every time it's the same thing. We see Icarus up in the sky with the wings and he crashed. It's always the same representation. But here, he wanted to see something different. He wanted to see to show the sun, the beauty, and the power of the sun, because he thinks that with Icarus, it's not about the result. It's about the courage and the bravery from Icarus to face this sun, this big sun, the nature. So this is all about it. So next to him we have Sofia Nifora. We, maybe you can't see the work, but it's really poetic. Sofia Nifora, she's an artist, a Greek artist. Um, she lives in UK, I think in London, and she represents a vegetation, plants, flowers in a very, very poetic way. The colors, the transition, the light is absolutely fantastic. And next to her, we have Maurice Mboa. He's an artist from Cameroon. He lives in Geneva. And you have to see to understand why he's so special. And upstairs, last but not least, we have our Frenchie, Ben Arpéa, a fantastic artist. He does landscape and two paintings about tennis court. It's very colorful, and all together, it's like a big symphony.
Yeah, and although all the artists are from very different backgrounds,
Yeah.
and they work in different mediums, and very different styles, I thought they had a very nice dialogue from a color perspective with Miami. I wonder what's your opinion on color, and if you kept that in mind when you were curating the pieces for the show.
In my point of view, colors is important for sure, but I'm not looking for colors. I'm really looking for light. Um I don't know, when I started in art, I don't know if you know this artist, but his name is Pierre Soulages. He's maybe one of the most important French artists in the contemporary. He passed away, I think, like 3 years ago. He was 102 years ago, 102 years. Anyway, uh, and when I saw his show, he was in a little gallery in Paris, in Saint Germain, and I was fascinated, absolutely, because it's always the same thing. It's black paintings, so you can say, okay, black paintings, black paintings all the time, but the light inside is absolutely fantastic. And then every time I love an artist, I can see that it's because he has a unique way to show the light.
That's that's really interesting. And what's your take? What do you want people to experience or to take from this show?
I want them to tell that it is the best show they never seen in their life.
Very French.
Yeah. No, to be serious, as a curator, it's always a challenge because you have so many shows to see in a city like Miami. So you have to put very high quality of art. And it's not only art, but also all them together has to be really strong. And so I want them not to say that I was at this show yesterday, but I saw something special. And even if I don't get everything, I felt something. And for me, if I heard that, this is a win.
And you just mentioned something very important, right? Of the challenges of being a gallerist and a new gallery in Miami, relatively new, with all the amount of galleries that are out there, right? And also with not a lot of media to cover it, or there's a lot of word of mouth, which is great because the community of local collectors and local people that are interested in art, they talk a lot to each other. But I wonder what were your main challenges to when creating Opa, as coming, from Paris just 2 years ago.
Yeah, of course, the whole thing is a challenge for sure. But I really think that um, it's not a matter of the city. I really think that if you're in Hong Kong, in Paris, in I don't know, in Brazil, if
In
you
Sao
have
Paulo.
if you have a good gallery with a good program, then you will have support. I'm pretty sure about it. So yes, it's always a challenge to arrive in a new country. Obviously, my English is even not perfect, but
Pretty good.
but I mean I improve, and yes, I see the support. I see the fantastic reaction of the audience since the opening. It's a blessing for me, honestly, and so it gives me a lot of energy and positivity to keep going and to offer. I hope new nice show.
And is there any specific topic or pocket, whether it is from narrative or from style, that you think should we explore more and that you would like to approach that in future shows?
No, as you might see, it's with this show and the last one. It's true that it's about um, unseen, about emotions, about life, but I think it's because of it's very personal. I mean, as a curator of these shows, um, moving from Paris to Miami changed the way I see time and space. And I can see that I'm not the only one. I mean, the artists too. I told you that Maurice Mboa was from Cameroon, is now in Geneva. OJ Kim is from South Korea, now is in Brooklyn. Sofia Nifora, she's from Greece, but now she is in UK. So for all of them, there is something about these subjects. So it's true that at this point, I'm really interested in this.
In exploring, like, maybe the movement, or like, maybe the belonging of like previous cultures, and
Yes, the
adapting it.
heritage, the culture, this is very important for me.
Yeah, and well, you're in the perfect city to explore that,
Yeah.
because we're all from different places.
That's true.
Awesome. And what show are you preparing after this? Until when people can see this one?
So this show will last until the end of June, and then during July we'll have a new show for 2 or 3 months, I think. But it will be with only artists from Los Angeles
Oh,
because I have a special relationship with this city. I love the vibe, the culture in Los Angeles. And after January, I really wanted to do something for LA. So I have good friends, good artists, and they are really happy to be involved in this show. It will be like this one, I mean, with emergent, mid career, and also masters. But I don't give you much more information, and happy to welcome you for the opening.
awesome. We'll be stalking your socials to make sure we get all the info. So thank you so much, Billy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks everybody for coming.